What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Miss E. And I know I'm looking crazy. I'm like in the process of taking out the Ceylonese twist. And I'm really taking my time as I would prescribe to anybody dealing with taking out their natural hair. And right now, I'm going to talk about build up because I'm in the back of my head. All right, like I told you before, when you're taking out braids, you really want to have a water-based, I meant to say water-based, but a water-based, like creamy conditioner. I mean, if you just have a water-based conditioner, period, it doesn't have to be creamy, but this one works really well for me. Okay, so I want to talk about buildup. And look right there. You see that? Hope you can see that. This piece of hair was part of a twist, and I'm pulling it apart right now. Oh, you see it stops right there. That is called buildup. Buildup comes from like these braids in the back of my head were in for 4 weeks. I should have changed them after 2. I know, I'm lazy. But I did make sure I changed the front so I didn't experience any hair loss up here in the front. That's why I recommend that you make sure that you take your edges out every 2 weeks and redo them because the buildup won't be as bad. But since I decided to neglect them for those 2 weeks, I have to pay the price now. You have to pay the price eventually. So now I have to be very careful with these strands back here in the back, and I have to make sure that I get the buildup off safely. And so I make sure before I take out the braid that it's saturated in the conditioner, but I also reapply a bit of the detangling conditioner to make sure that I'm not dry manipulating this hair. So just like when you're detangling, like see, look, I just ran my hand down it and look, that is not breakage, it's just shedding. So you can't be scared the hair coming off because your hair is going to shed because it's trying to shed 100 200 strands a day, probably more depending on how much hair you have. And so right here y'all see my coil, and I'm starting at the bottom just like when you detangle regularly, and now I'm going all the way up to where the buildup is. And so I try to detangle it as much as I can from the bottom, but then there comes a point where it's just not doing anything anymore, and you can feel it not doing anything, and so sometimes I have to grab from the top, and this is where you have to be careful. But as you're breaking it, see, like this piece is breaking. Let me move this closer. It's breaking apart on this side, so I got a little piece of buildup breaking apart over here, and you just have to be patient. You really have to be patient. And so I'm going to start from the top. I'm going to hold where the buildup is and slowly pull out strands because the hair itself is not tangled. There's just buildup holding the hair together. So I just slowly go strand by strand. So I'm just using my middle finger and my thumb. And remember, my hair is coated with the conditioner, and it is slowly pulling out. So that's why I recommend that you put on a movie or something, because you want to make sure that you take your time. You don't want to lose any hair. You don't want to get frustrated and cut anything out. Just take your time. Just take your time. I mean, you sat there for hours to put these braids in, and you're going to have to sit here for hours to take them out. That's just the way the story goes. You can't rush progress like that. And so, as you can see, the buildup is moving down, if you can see that. And so I'm going to continue to pull on strand by strand. Sometimes I have 2 or 3 strands. It's okay as long as you're able to slowly pull them out. And slowly, as you pull these out, the buildup should be moving down. Ooh. Ooh. It should be moving down. So, the buildup was pretty bad on this piece. And as you can see, this looks like a pretty long, put it against the white, a long piece of hair. And this is the price I have to pay. Pretty much the buildup is dirt and dust and lint, and it will kill, your hair. That's so sad that that is a whole curl right there. But I'll be okay. Hair goes back. We move on. But this is why you want to redo your edges every 2 weeks. I was being lazy and, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. And so I didn't do it. And, my hair had to pay the price. That was a nice little clump that had to come out. But this is how your hair will look if you correctly detangle it. You see I still have the majority of the hair there. I still have the majority of the hair, but you want to make sure that before you wash your hair, all of these sections have been detangled. I know it's cute when you take out your twist and you got these little coiled pieces, especially if you did the Ceylonese style. You need to unroll what you finger rolled. You need to unroll that hair in the opposite direction, flatten it out with your fingers, apply some detangler, and then start at the bottom and detangle these pieces of hair because they do not need to stay together before you wash your hair. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Detangle your hair fully before you wash it. And after each section I apply a little bit more conditioner to sit on it. And all these sections up here are detangled, and I finger detangle every section so that I know that it is detangled. All right, y'all. I know you probably sound like I'm beating you with a stick, but I just want to make sure that you take down your braids in a healthy way. So I'll talk to you guys later, and y'all take care. Peace.